Shalom, shalom. I'd like to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakar Kodash. Peace to the hopefully elect of Israel. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the brethren of Great Millstone, and all like-minded brothers who are preaching the truth all around the earth. It's a good day. It's a good day. Come out here and prophesy and declare the downfall of Babylon the Great. Okay, Salakia, as I get myself ready. Just leaving the house, and the elder brother down there in South Carolina was doing his live stream just as I was getting ready to leave. I wanted to stay for that, but I already planned to be out here. And going into the new Nike commercial that's out, and that was the first time I seen it, that depicts the end of the world, right? It depicts, the chariots arriving. It's a commercial where it's supposed to be the week of greatness or whatever it's called. And, the world is in a tizzy. It's turned upside down. The chariots are here. They showed all kinds of, in the clip that he showed meteorites and all that kind of stuff, man. It was tripped out. That commercial is wild. I haven't seen it. When I get back, I'm going to watch it in its entirety and see some of the things that I can scope out in it, okay? I just thought that was interesting that, Nike would make a commercial with the end of the world. That's crazy. Being that we're in the time that we're in, right? Lord willing, this is not going to be too bad with the glare, and then the wind is blowing, so Salakia, if it's kind of hard or muffled, to hear me. So anyway, getting back to that commercial, I was real interested in that, man. I wanted to hear the rest of what he had to say, so I'll go home and watch the rebroadcast of it and pick up a few things from it. It was pretty interesting. So anyway, without further ado, we're here as the Israelites to bring out the downfall, okay, prophesy the downfall of America, so-called America, which is Babylon the Great, and that the Israelites of the Bible are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, Seminole Indians, okay? We make up the 12 tribes. Not everybody of the tribes are here in America, because the Lord promised that he would scatter us all across the earth, right? So we're scattered in all nations. This is why the gospel has to be preached in all nations, right? So that it reaches all of the Israelites, okay? So that's what we're here to do today. It's to prophesy the downfall of this place and the coming of our kingdom. And before I came out here, I had a little, I'm not gonna say headache, but I was tired. So I laid down and took a nap, but at the time, all the time, that I'm trying to take a nap, I'm thinking about what it is I want to bring today. And, I just didn't know really what I wanted to do, what I wanted to teach on today. And through the Spirit, the Lord had me watch the brother's stream, and there it was. It's about the kingdom, right? The kingdom that is to come, that this place is going to fall, and it's in the process of falling, and then our kingdom comes, right? So that's what, Lord willing, I can bring out a lesson today that will illustrate what the scriptures say about it, right? What Yahweh Shai said about the kingdom to come. So I wrote a few scriptures down, and I'll read through them, and Lord willing, it'll be edifying for someone who watches the video. I'm gonna get myself together here, I'm gonna get a drink of water, and then get on the road with it. Actually, today is not that bad. It's not that cold. You know, we had a pretty good day here in the St. Louis area. I think it was like, it's in the high 50s right now, but I think it even got into the 60s earlier. Doggone it, I wanted to look up Slovakia. I wanted to look up something in there was something in the Apocrypha I know I wanted to look up, and I didn't do it before I got here. Oh boy. Let me see. See. Can't remember what it was I wanted. All right, well, maybe it'll come back. Sorry for the delay. I thought I had it. Yeah, I got it now. Right. So anyway, Slovakia for that. I thought I didn't have it marked, but I got it marked. So we talking about the kingdom that's going to come, right? Yahushua preached about it in his ministry when he was here, right? The apostles preached about it. You know, the Apostle Paul preached about it. And so we just go into it for a little bit today. All right. And I'm going to start out with, no, I think I'm going to hold that. I'm going to hold that until I get to this other scripture. I'm going to turn to Matthew chapter 19. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Glad to be out here today. And the Lord had mercy on me that I made it another week, right? What was my point? Okay, so we go over to Matthew 19. I'll try to talk as loud as I can over this wind. And I'll start with I just started at verse 1. And it came to pass that when Yahushua had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. And the Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High hath joined together, let no man put asunder. They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? And he saith to them, Moses, because of his hardness of his heart, suffered you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and whosoever marrieth her, put her away, doeth commit adultery. His disciples say unto him, If the case of the man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry. But he said unto them, All men cannot receive this saying, save they to whom it is given. Right, so he's teaching in parabolic form, right? But he's also saying that there are people who can receive everything that he preaches in his ministry, and then that there are some who won't receive it, right? Now that's a clue, you know, to tell you that not everybody is going to understand the words of the Lord, right? There's a certain group that's going to understand his ministry, that's going to understand the words of the Most High, and it's going to inherit the kingdom. Okay, there's a certain group, all right? And let me go down to starting at 12 again. For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. Then were there brought unto him little children, that he should put his hands on them and pray. And the disciples rebuked them. But Yahushua said, Suffer the little children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. Right, and that's the point I wanted to get to in verse 14. The kingdom of heaven is going to be such with little children, right? Those little children are those that humble themselves, for one, you know, and can receive the gospel, right? And we are, Lord willing, those little children who will receive the kingdom, because that's what the kingdom is like. Okay? Right, and I'll just go on just a little bit, because that was the point I wanted to make in 14. However, there's a little bit more in here that's going to hopefully hit the ears of those folks that need to hear this about the commandments, right? Because Jake got a problem with the commandments in the Old Testament. So you read out of Matthew, and you hear the Lord's talk about the commandments here. So let's go a little bit further. And he laid his hands on them and departed thence. And behold, one came and say unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? Right, get into the kingdom. And he say unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, if you enter into life, for you to enter into life, keep the commandments. He saith unto him, which? Yahushua said, Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Verse 19, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And the young man said unto him, All these things I have kept from my youth up, what lack I yet? Yahushua said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. And then Yahushua said unto his, then said Yahushua unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God, or the Most High. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, who then can be saved? But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with the Most High all things are possible. Right, I just wanted to get to that point that, you know, the kingdom of heaven is for a certain set of people. All right? Now we go over to, and we're hastening that day. Lord willing, that day comes very, very soon, man, that this place goes away and our kingdom will come. Let me go over to Luke 18. And when we go to Luke 18, we pretty much hear the same story, right? So I won't start at the beginning, but I'll start at I'm gonna have to start at the beginning, because there's another part in here that I see, which is gonna bring the point home, Lord willing, of the kingdom being for a certain select group of people, okay? And he spake, verse 1, Luke 18, verse 1. Yeah. Doggone page blue on me. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not the Most High, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while. But afterward he said unto himself, though I fear not the Most High, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubled me, I will avenge her, lest by her continue coming she weary me. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect? See? He's talking about the elect. These are those that will get the kingdom, right? And be a ruling body, so to speak, right? That's what the scripture is saying. Now, of course, all the other wicked Israelites, if you will, that die on this side and don't make it, will be reborn into the kingdom through all the righteous. Okay? But here we're talking about specifically the elect and the kingdom. Okay? So going back to verse 7. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Which is a question. Okay? And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. That's right. You know, you still got that today. You know, you got people who, you know, sit back and they don't even check themselves in the mirror, you know, to see the, you know, they're filled with sin, right? But they judge other people. And he spake this parable, verse 9 again, and he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. This is verse 10, Yahushua speaking again. 2 men went up into the temple to pray, and one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, the Most High, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. I fast twice in a week. I gave tithes to all that I possess. And the publican standing afar off would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, Most High, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Verse 15. And they brought unto him also infants, that he would touch them. But when his disciples saw it, they rebuked them. But Yahushua called them unto him and said, Suffer little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. Verily I say unto you, whosoever shall not receive the kingdom of the Most High as a little child shall in no wise enter therein. Right. Humble yourself. Know that you have transgressed the law. Repent. Okay? And do the things that you know you're supposed to do. All right? I think that's all I wanted to get out of that one. Okay, but that's a very important verse right there. Verse 17, Verily I say unto you, whosoever shall not receive the kingdom of the Most High as a little child shall in no wise enter therein. Okay? See, go back to, I got Micah down here as well. What did I have? Micah 4. Okay, I started verse 6. This is Micah 4, and I just started verse 6. Wanted to pull a little bit out of here, just a couple of verses. And it says, In that day, saith the Lord, will I assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted, and I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. And the Lord shall reign over them in Mount Zion, from henceforth even forever. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion, the kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. So the kingdom is for us. The kingdom is for the righteous. The kingdom is for the repentant, right? And the kingdom is for the Israelites, and the Israelites alone. How you doing? Yeah, it's getting down to the wire, man. I'm getting excited about it, man. Just Lord willing that I make it, you know, that the times are getting short now, and actually to see the fear on some of these people's faces. I was just explaining this, you know, to one of my own, you know, explaining the kingdom, you know, earlier today. to one of my kids, okay? You know, anytime a multi-billion-dollar a year corporation, you know, of some real devils, you know, where they using Jake to make all of their money, pretty much. You know, I don't know too many outstanding, you know, people of the other nations that corporation uses to make all their money. You know, they got almost every basketball player signed, almost every football player, you know. And people made a lot of money off of Jake. And not to mention that they target you with the marketing. You see, the marketing is what's targeting, you know, Jake to go out there and spend that money to get all crazy for these shoe releases and all this kind of thing. But for them to make a commercial like that, man, you know, that's something right there. That's telling you something. Oh. Okay. Matthew, let's go back and read Matthew 13, because in keeping in line with the kingdom and who the kingdom is for, let's go back and read that again. You know, this should boost your faith, man. When you see stuff like that, like I'm gonna go back and watch the re-upload of the brother's live stream, man. But when you see something like that, man, you can't help but get excited, man. You know the end is near, man. We getting ready to come into it. Let's go over to Matthew 13 and let's read this chapter. All right. The same day went Yahushua out of the house and sat by the seaside, and great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore, and he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a soul went forth to sow, and when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places, where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and thorns sprung up and choked them. But others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples, verse 10, and the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? Right. Why are you speaking to them this way? You know, they pretty much ain't gonna understand what you're saying. Why don't you be straightforward and talk to them? Right? He answered and said unto them, Behold, it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Right? So the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven are given to a certain people. So the kingdom is given to a certain people. All right? That's plain. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. Right. Man, if these people could find a way to take the kingdom away from you, they're going to do it. You know, even those that don't have anything, if they could take it from you, if they could rob you in some kind of way of your chance to be in the kingdom of heaven, they would do it. Right? Isn't that what these wicked people have done? Right? They took away our high holy days. They had you eating abominable food, clams on the half shell, right? You know, like that's some kind of what do you call it? Some kind of delicacy, you know. Esau and Eve is just convinced you Jakes that everything that they do is great, right? So they eat the worst of the worst, and they tell you, oh, this is the best. You know, everybody can't eat this. Everybody don't have the money to afford this, right? So what you have, and it's something else, you know, I'm going off a little bit, you know, where I want my thought to go, but I have to get this out. What's funny is, you got Jake who complains about their life, right? They complain about the man. The man is holding them back, right? But look what you see these entertainers, these athletes, these movie stars, and all this kind of stuff. They get that money, and what do? They want to live just like the same people that oppress you. You want to smoke $75 cigars. You want to drink the best cognac, right? You want to live in the house with 10 rooms on the top of the hill, right? You want to be just like them. And these are the people that have oppressed you and your people for hundreds of years on this side in the Western Hemisphere, okay, alone. And you want to be just like them. So a nigga gets some money, and the next thing you know, he want to be just like them. He want to do the things that they do. He want to be on a yacht. He want to be cruising Saint-Tropez, right? That's what they want to do. So you just like them. But anyway, getting back to my point, the point is that the lowly, the meek, the humble, those that repent, we have the kingdom coming. That's what we looking forward to. We're not looking forward to any of this stuff on the earth. We don't care about this in this world, okay? The people who are ruling this with their fake money, right? Because if they really wanted you to have something, they would pay you in gold. You would be able to take your paycheck to the nearest bank or to wherever you bank at and ask for gold and silver. But they took that away from you. So now you got a bunch of printed paper that means absolutely nothing. Right? So this is not our kingdom, man. This is not the place we want to be for an eternity. Right? Our place is coming. And I can't wait. Lord willing, we be these people, we be these men that's in this scripture, and we get it. Okay? Verse 13, therefore speak I to them in parable, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of the sciences, which saith, by hearing ye hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart or their mind, and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Right. So we're in a blessed time to be able to hear and to see these things happening on the earth right now today, such as a Nike commercial that's depicting the end of time, or the end of world, the day of judgment, right? And where this wicked place falls and our kingdom is right behind it, okay, within that same hour. So it's a glorious time to be alive, man. It's a glorious time to see this, you know. Yeah, we struggle every day, you know. We struggle every day. At least I do, you know. I don't have no money, right? We in this place, we work 30 years on the job, and you retire to a little bitty old pension, right? Just enough to starve on, okay? It keeps you alive long enough to starve the next day, right? You get something called Social Security or whatever retirement package you get, it's just enough for you to maintain, right? That's all it is. And you deserve more than that. Particularly if you repent, you know, that's what we're looking for. You know, the earth was made for our sakes, okay? And we prophesy the downfall of this place. It's lucky. I'm gonna take a little drink now. Make sure I don't want to run on too long. But hey, when the Spirit tell me it's time to go, I'll go. You know, we into this time now where, you know, the broadcast has been put out, right? The bulletins and stuff have been put out where YouTube is, you know, wanting to take down brothers' channels, right? You got that, whatever they call it, COAA or whatever it is, channel of whatever for the kids or whatever the crap is they talking about. You know, it wouldn't let me change it. You know, I finally figured it out and got it done, but, you know, this is just another wake-up call to let you know that we're closer to the end, right? We talk about the famine of the word, as is always mentioned, you know, all the time. So that's on its way, you know. But these people go along their life like sheep, man. You know, Jake gonna have to snap out of it, man, some kind of way. Oh boy. Okay, let me move on here. So Matthew chapter 13, man, is a good chapter where, you know, that question is answered as to who the kingdom is for, right? That the Lord was not really here to save even all Israel, you know, because that's who he's talking to. He's talking to those who were scattered about in Galilee, right? Who were Israelites, you know. Could have been some people mixed up from other nations in there as well. But, you know, he's talking to a certain group of people that the kingdom is for, okay? Which was a prophecy, as he said, by Isaiah. See, the Lord came to fulfill all those things that was spoken of him and written of him. We go over here to John. I got it wrote down here. Because sometimes I don't like to ramble on too much. Sometimes I have to write my stuff down so I don't forget it. Go over to John 18. We're getting closer, man. I don't know what I'm going to title this. Sometimes I never even have a title. I just wait until if it uploads, then I'll just, you know, I put a title on it. But a lot of times I don't even have a title for some of the stuff that I do, you know, put up. You know, it's just, we go over to John 18. Did I want to start at 9? No. 18. John 18. And let's go to This is really a chapter about Pilate when they came to hit Yahushua. He was brought before Pilate, and Peter denied him. And I wanted to try to get to a little bit of the conversation because, as the scripture says, some of us will be cast into prison, right? So Yahushua said, don't worry about what you're going to speak before them. And in his example before the governor, you know, Pilate, he demonstrated how we would answer, you know. this is so good. I'm trying to decide where I want to jump in. Okay, I just started verse 29. Okay, Pilate then went out unto them and said, What accusations bring ye against this man? They answered and said unto him, If he were not a malefactor, he would have delivered him up unto thee. Then said Pilate unto them, Take ye him and judge him according to your law. The Jews therefore said unto him, see, getting back, remember, speaking to those and telling them, talking to them in a parable, because not all things of the kingdom were fitted for everybody. It was just for certain people, the elect, okay? So Pilate is telling the Jews, you take them and judge them by your own law. And then it says that go on, the Jews therefore said unto him, It is not lawful for us to put away a man to death, that the saying of Yahushua might be fulfilled, which he spake, signifying what death he should die. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again and called Yahushua and said unto him, Art thou the king of the Jews? Yahushua answered him, saying, Thou shalt, saying, Salakia, answered him, saying, 34, let me start all over. Yahushua answered him, Sayest thou this thing of myself, or did others tell it thee of me? Right. Are you asking me on your own, or did somebody tell you that's who I was? Pilate answered, Am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? Yahushua answered, My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence. Pilate therefore said unto him, Art thou a king then? Yahushua answered, Thou sayest that I am king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of the truth heareth my voice. Right. That's cold-blooded right there. That's how you answer a governor, right? I'm gonna read on just a little bit more, and I'll stop at maybe the next verse. Verse 37, Pilate therefore said unto him, Art thou a king then? Yahushua answered, Thou sayest that I am king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of the truth hears my voice. Pilate said unto him, What is truth? And when he had said this, he went out again unto the Jews, and saith unto them, I find it in him no fault at all. But they have a custom that I should release unto you one at a Passover. Will ye therefore that I release unto you the King of the Jews? They cried. Then cried they all again, saying, Not this man, but Barabbas. Now Barabbas was a robber, right? So the wicked Jews weren't going to release him anyway, right? But that's cold-blooded, that answer there, man. You know, my kingdom, verse 36, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence, right? And then finishing up with 37, Pilate therefore said unto him, Art thou a king then? Yahushua answered, Thou sayest that I am a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of the truth heareth my voice. That's cold right there. Just like the sun is going down today, sun is going down on this wicked kingdom. You know, that's the truth. So now let's look at, let's go back and look at Luke, I'm right in Luke too. Luke 22. It's another scripture I wanted to bring out. Shucks. Let's look at Luke 22. Let's start at I just started 14. Okay. So this is Luke 22, starting at verse 14. And when the hour was come, he sat down and the 12 apostles with him. And he said unto them, with desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of the Most High. And he took the cup and gave thanks and said, take this and divide it amongst yourselves. For I say unto you, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of the Most High shall come. And he took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave it to them, saying, this is my body which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me. Likewise also the cup after supper, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you. Who is the you? The you, it already told you in verse 14 that he sat down and the 12 apostles with him. Well, who were the apostles? The apostles were the Israelites, or are Israelites, right? So therefore in verse 20, likewise also the cup after supper, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you. But behold, the hand of him that betrayed me is with me on the table, and truly the Son of Man goeth as it is determined. But woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed. And they began to inquire among themselves which of them it was that should do this thing. And there was also a strife among them, which of them should be accounted the greatest. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors. But ye shall not be so, but he that is greater among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that doeth serve. For whether is greater he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth, is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth. Yea, ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, and I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father has appointed unto me, right, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Boom. That's it. Okay? You can't argue against that. You can't argue against that. The 12 tribes of Israel. He said, in my kingdom. Right? I'm going to read it again. And I appoint unto you, verse 29. All right? This is Luke 22, verse 29. And I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father hath appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table. Now, this also is a point on where the kingdom is going to be, because in those bodies we shall eat and drink, right? Verse 30, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. It can't get no better than that, right? Let's go also look at Luke 1. Or should I go? I'll go to Luke 7 first. This is all about the kingdom, man, and who the kingdom is for. It was the promise for the Israelites, okay? That guy drive that little car around town here every day, man, making all that noise. He ain't doing but 10 miles an hour, but you would think he was doing 100 by the way that it sounds. Let me see, that's good. I think this, but nope, that's not it. It's Luke 17. And you got to understand too, which is what I'm getting ready to read, that the kingdom is, well, let me just read it. This is Luke 17, I'm going to start at verse 12. And as he entered into a certain village, there met him 10 men that were lepers, which stood afar off. And they lifted up their voices and said, Yahushua, Master, have mercy on us. And when he saw them, he said unto them, go show yourselves unto the priests. And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed. And one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back and with a loud voice glorified the Most High, and fell down on his face at his feet, giving him thanks. And he was a Samaritan. And Yahushua answered, saying, were there not 10 cleansed, but where are the 9? There are not found that return to give glory to the Most High, save this stranger. Right. And he said unto him, arise, go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. Right, the kingdom of the Most High is within us, right? Through that faith, that confidence in the Savior, knowing that he is the Savior, knowing that the Lord sent him to save us, okay? The kingdom is in you. And then there will be, because you have that faith and you've repented, you know, then you'll get to enjoy in his kingdom all the fruits thereof. Let's go over to Luke 1. And I'm going to start, this is Luke 1, I'm going to start at verse 26. And in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from the Most High unto a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph of the house of David, and the virgin's name was Mary. And the angel came in unto her and said, Hail, thou that art highly favored, the Lord is with thee, blessed art thou among women. And when she saw him, she was troubled at this saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be. And the angel said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with the Most High, and behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb, and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahweh. He shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest, and the Lord power shall give unto him the throne of his father David, and he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end. Of his kingdom there shall be no end. Right, he's going to rule or reign over the house of Jacob, right? We are the seeds of Jacob. So we got a lot to look forward to. You know, we got a lot to look forward to. It's tough on us right now, but we're gonna make it. You see, like the Lord said, paraphrasing it, you know, He declared the end from the beginning. And we want to hasten the day, right? And I read earlier, you know, about the 12 who would judge the 12 tribes of Israel, right?